Hello and welcome back to Duelist Academy for another duel. It's a lovely day outside, so fantastic for staying in and playing card games. Today we're going to see myself playing one of my mermails again, and this time I'll be playing against Jake, who will be playing with Heroes. This is a round 4 game. Both players are currently 3-0, and I guess we'll begin. I have won the dice roll, so I'll start this game off. Double sleeve in the pretty unicorn sleeves, of course, and Jake there. Set 2 and pass. I'll do see a skill drain in Jake's hand, and a Bubman, a Thunder King and Ryo. Oh, I just have the heavy storm to blow up my 2 face downs, which is a Lance and an MSD. It never is fair in that situation. I'm going to attack with the Thunder King, drop down to 6-1. A bit of damage for Jake. Thunder King, Heavy Storm, can't go wrong with that sort of opening really. And he's going to set 2 cards face down. Thunder King's a bit of a problem here, my hand's quite heavy searching, so I'm going to discard the infantry here to push summon the mermail Abyss Tierce. Jake's compliments on this, and he decides to feed his chain the Abyss Tierce, and the infantry blows at Thunder King. I'm not sure why he did the finish chain, as the Tierce can't search on the turn because Thunder King's in the way, but he does. I'm going to end there and let Jake go. And Jake's going to set 1 and end. I'm going to draw for my turn and pass back to Jake. Jake summons the Bubble Man here, and he's just with Miracle Fusion, so he gets out of Shining. He's holding a Gemini Spark, and he just attacks over the Abyss Tierce. Draw off my turn. He's an Avarice and a Megalo in my hand. Yeah, I'm going to pitch 2 Dragoons here to play the Megalo. I mean, you don't get much better than pitching 2 Dragoons. Explaining here, Jake, that Dragoons makes chain 1, chain 2, and then Megalo's chain link 3, so that he understands. And I fumble around my MSD there. And he's going to chain the skill drain to negate the Megalo's search ability. And drop himself down at 7,000 life points. But both Dragoons still get their searches. Just checking out what's in my graveyard, obviously looking at the Avarice, thinking what I could do possibly. I'm going to get heavy infantry here. I'm looking to blow up the skill drain if I can, and I'm going to get another Megalo. Can't quite see what's in my hand. I think there's an Abyss lead there. I'm going to discard the infantry and the Abyss lead to play the Abyss Megalo. Chainlink 1 here will be the Abyss heavy infantry targeting the skill drain, and then he changed the Trench Tribute to Megalos to effect. And there's a bit of a thing here though. Shining to Trench Tribute, which is Chainlink 4, which means it misses timing. I'm going to go through this quickly here. Chain 1 is heavy infantry targeting skill drain. Chain link 2 is Megalo searching out a Abyss card. Chain link 3 is the Trench Tribute. So the Trench Tribute resolves first, meaning Megalo in the graveyard, which means that he's no longer affected by the skill drain, so you can search. So you can search Sphere, and then Abyss, then eventually just shows a skill drain at the end of the chain link. Shining, where it would happen was when it gets struck by skill drain. But because of the heavy infantry and the Megalo search, Shining misses timing. Jake got really confused by this, and that's where the slowdown came from. I play the pot of Avarice, returning 5 monsters, and then go for the draw 2 cards. Some of the Marksman, and I'm going to poke 1400, and I'm going to go ahead and fetch Atlantean Dragoons, so that I can punch for another 1800. And Jake's only got one card in hand, and I'm just going to try and get the damage on the board, knowing that if they can't deal with them, I can attack directly with Marksman next turn, and probably win the game. I also have the Sphere still in hand for other players. Jake draws a compulsory reaction and tries to set it, and then I'm going to draw for my turn, draw a second into a second Megalo. But I'm just going to go ahead and I tried to switch to Dragoon here to defense mode, thinking he might have Mirror Force, but I just go for it anyway, and he has compulsory. I'm just going to punch him for the 1800, dropping him down to 2000, and then flipping up the Abyss Sphere, and Jake concedes. And then that Megalo will be enough to kill him. Going on to game 2. Jake opens really strong here with 2 Dim Fissures in his hand, which pretty much should start the mermail gameplay. Summons an Alias and then just activates the fissure. And then sets another back row. I believe it's a Lance. Draft my turn. And I'm going to MST the Dim Fissure, I believe. Yep. I'm going to pitch the Marksman in my hand, play the Abyss Tears from my hand, popping his face down, which changes onto Lance, dropping the Abyss Tears to 900 attack points. Summon the Abyss Lind here, and activate Reborn and get the Marksman. I'm trying to put a lot of pressure on board here. I suicide the Lind into the Alias, taking 500 damage in the process. 500 damage in the process to go search my Abyss lead out to the field and attack over the Marksman. The Alias, sorry. I'm going to punch the Alias there. And then do damage with Marksman and TS, explain to Jake that TS is weakened. And then Marksman is going to search me out a Dragoon from the deck. And then here I complement either doing 2 plays. I can either send the Abyss TS to the graveyard with lead and make Jake discard a hand, or I can do the safe play and make a Gaius. Took quite a while thinking about this, because Gaius is a really good card, but it just player wise I just never seem to play it. Whenever I play Gaius, they have one particular out to it. So I debated here for quite some time. I ended up making the play and going for the Abyss Gaius. And I'm just going to set the last card to my hand, which is the Sphere, I believe. And Jake's going to draw for his turn. Draws into a Mind Crush. And not only does he have the Dim Fissure, but he also has a Dark Hole. Every time I played Gaius on that day, they had the Dark Hole. It was extremely depressing. And he summons Alias. And I'm just going to take the 1900. I don't really have much I can do here. And then I draw, and I believe that what I draw is a MST or something, and then he draws into a Stratos, and I'm just going to concede the game here, because I'm pretty sure one of my face downs is a Night Beam, and the other's like a Decree or something, and I basically can't get around the Dim Fissure or anything else. Yeah, I just concede there. I'm going to go into game 3 now. One apiece. And I'm going to start this game off. I've opened a pretty poor hand, I think, if I remember correctly. I opened up Abyss Spike and discard Abyss Lind just to get a search. Try and make my hand a bit better, a bit more manageable. Set one and pass back, and see if finish it at a Soul Drain Jake's hand there. He's going to set a monster and set 2 to his back row. Draw for my turn. I draw into an Abyss Sphere. And I'm going to attack with the mermail Abyss Spike. That's the one. Jake hands a bottom of trap on an alias in his hand, and he attempts to summon the alias, which is fine. And then he tries to attack by have a lance. The reason why I lance is what I didn't want him to have the Gemini Spark for the Abyss Sphere in the end phase. And then he goes for the Miracle Fusion play and makes the Shining. And here's a rather odd moment in the game. I'm still not sure if it had that much of an impact, but I think it does. I play Abyss Sphere, and I'm just quickly going a bit faster. I'm going to go for the Abyss Lind to get the Abyss Pike play. Jake gets a bit mad here because I keep doing this thing where I pick up half the deck, and he keeps getting angry about it. Bless him. Bring out Lind, and then I say Lind's destroyed, and he says that's fine. And then I bring out my Pike, and he flips up Soul Drain, which I couldn't understand why he did it that way. It would have been much better just to stop the Lind from getting the Pike in the first place, unless there's a reason for him doing it that I'm unaware of. I actually asked Jake at that point that exact question: is why did you play this thing there? And he just passes back to me, and I draw off my turn. And I just Night Beam his face down, which is a Fiendish Chain. I'm going to go ahead and summon Deep Sea Diva here. Diva's effect resolves fine. Gets me my heavy infantry. Let me play my marksman from my hand, which I overlay into, not overlay, I synchro Shoken it into Gungnir. Put my favourite synchro in the deck. Ice Barrier synchros, gotta love them. And then I'm commenting on how I can do this, because there's two ways I can do this. I can make Abyss Dweller, making Gungnir bigger than, would it be bigger? Or something, but I ended up using Gungnir's effect, and then I asked Jake what Soul Drain does, and I keep going to him, this one, that one, this one, that one, to wind him up a bit. I'm going to defer the Shining, because of course Shining won't resolve because of the Soul Drain. And then I have to explain to Jake that Soul Drain will stop the Shining from getting its effect. And then my last card in my hand is the one and only. Oh wait, I'm working on some damage here, making sure I can kill him this turn. We've got my hand, I know I can kill him. I have the Monster Reborn, and Jake is not happy about that. So yeah, I win the match 2-1. Jake has the Reborn himself and the bottom of Trap Hole. Good game, Jake. I'll catch you next time. Catch you, guys.